Back to Man Down Sports, man. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man, and hit the like button on your way in. For this episode, I want to react to a couple of clips that I found on the internet. One of them is old, and one of them is just recent, from Undisputed, Shannon Sharpe, and Skip Bayless, man. I always forget his name. So I want to play you what Skip and Shannon were talking about in regards to Kevin Durant and the Nets, and specifically Kevin Durant and his MVP caliber season, and if he would be able to win MVP. And Shannon Sharpe said something very interesting that I want to play for you, man, because I mean, it's obvious. A lot of people already believe what he said to be true, man, but it was just crazy to hear him say it on national TV, man. So I'm gonna play for you what he said, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
And straight. This after last night's 108-107 victory over the Hawks. KD put up 26 points, 16 boards, 8 assists in the win, flirting with that triple-double. Shannon, could you see KD winning MVP?
Well, the degree of difficulty wasn't that high. No ice trade, no Clint Capella. No,
well, ice trade, that's a bit advantage.
Whatever. It's possible, but let me tell you why it's going to be tough, Skip. Because didn't Kevin Durant say the media don't know delete? So these media members, I don't care what you say, they shouldn't, but they got feelings. And they hear what you say, and they say, we don't know anything, we're going to show you just how little we know and vote somebody else the MVP over you because of what you said. You can't keep, it's just like players didn't take it personal when the media say things, but you can't expect you to take a shot at the media and not let them take it personal. Skip, they're human.
Yep.
And humans have feelings, they have emotions. So when you tell them they don't—
I've been there and done that.
So when you tell them they don't know, believe, okay, we show you.
Well, he said, I don't know bleep. And here I'm saying, well, he's got an MVP case that he's starting to make because they've won 10 straight games to get to 23-12.
So you heard Shannon Sharpe, and you heard Skip Bayless as well. Shannon Sharpe alluded to the fact, well, the question was, does Kevin Durant have a case for MVP? And, do you think, is likely that he will win it? And Shannon Sharpe, I mean, just listen to it. He came in stuttering so bad. Like, I don't know why he was stuttering so bad with that question, but he came in stuttering, number one. Number two, he couldn't even give him credit where credit was due. I mean, they fresh off of beating the Milwaukee Bucks, who was the number 2 in the East at the time, and had the I want to say the number 1 ranked defense. No. They didn't have the number 1 ranked defense, but they got Giannis and a great defense, right? But they beat them convincingly. Then they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had the number 1 ranked defense in the league, and they beat them convincingly as well. And then they come back and they beat the Hawks. And the only thing Shannon could say when they asked him, is Kevin Durant making the case for MVP, is to come in stuttering like he didn't want to give him credit. Like, it was so hard for him to give him credit that he was stuttering. And then he came with the shade and said, oh man, the degree of difficulty wasn't even that hard. They didn't even have ice tray. Right. So that's the first thing I wanted to point out. The second thing is that he said it's going to be very hard for Kevin Durant to win the MVP because the media members are the one who vote and the one who speak amongst each other and talk about how they're going to vote. And they're also the one who comes on national TV or in the newspaper or the magazines or the online news sources who write these stories and create the narratives that everyone is going to be convinced by. Right. So they, the media members, you at their disposal for these NBA awards. Like, it's about what they think. And Kevin Durant has made an enemy out of those media members by something that Shannon Sharpe mentioned from 2014 when he got fed up with him and said, look, man, y'all can write whatever y'all want to. Y'all not my friends. He said, y'all don't know crap, but it was a curse word. He said, y'all don't know the S word. Y'all don't know anything about this sport. And I'm going to refresh your memory on how people responded to it, specifically Stephen A. Smith in 2014 when Kevin Durant said that here's Stephen A. Smith.
And straight.
Timers. They don't want Kevin Durant just because his name. They want him because this brother's going to do big things, and they're going to see to it that he's going to do big things. Are you trying to tell me these large markets are not a consideration? I said nothing offensive about him. I will not say anything offensive about him. I still stand here today telling you he's a good dude. but he's wrong. And the guys that put him up to it in their own way. I'm not talking about literally his comments, but in their own way, with their chirping behind my back all the time. They're wrong too. And the sensitivity that these guys are showing, they are making unnecessary enemies. I am not one of them. I won't be. I got too much love and respect for who these guys are and what they mean to my community. But I will say this lastly. You don't want to make an enemy out of me. And I'm looking right into the camera, and I'm going to say it again. You do not want to make an enemy out of me. I'm not having it. I've done nothing wrong.
So that goes hand in hand with, I mean, that's 2014 before Kevin Durant joined the Warriors, right? Stephen A. Smith was giving him the warning. You don't want to make an enemy out of me. Of course, you know him and Kevin Durant had a back and forth Twitter beef and whatever else that you might want to call it. They've been going back and forth since that time. And then it got worse because Stephen A. Smith started calling his move to the Warriors the weakest move he ever seen by a superstar. And it got so bad that Kevin Durant's mom got involved and was like, hey, you need to keep my son's name out your mouth and all that stuff, right? You know the whole story of Stephen A. Smith and Kevin Durant, right? But Stephen A. Smith was even saying, even before he became an enemy of Kevin Durant, he was like, you making unnecessary enemies. He's alluding to, hey, look, these media members, I hear how they talk. I know how they talk. They can make or break you, right? If they don't like you, they're not going to write well about you. They're not going to write well about your legacy, which goes to how great Kevin Durant really is, because everything that he's gotten and everything that that's been a narrative about him was 100% earned, as if he had to take it from the media. Like everything the media says good about Kevin Durant does not come easy. He has to take it from them. They're not giving it to him because they like him. That's different for how much they love LeBron James or how much they love Luka, right? They don't have to do much. If they have a great game, the media is just they're going to go overboard on how they report that. All right, same with LeBron James. He can do no wrong. Even when he does wrong, they're going to find people around him to blame, whether it's his teammates or his coaches or his GM. They're going to blame someone other than LeBron. That's the difference between how the media treats LeBron and they're loved by LeBron, or vice versa. The media loves LeBron. And it almost seemed like LeBron got some of them in his pocket. You know, I wouldn't say financially, but some way, somehow, they're in his bosom. Or LeBron's in their bosom, right? So that's one thing I wanted to mention. Kevin Durant has earned everything he's gotten 100%, right? There's nothing that the media says good about him that he hasn't 100% earned. Now, when he doesn't do well, like getting swept in the first round by the Celtics, turning the ball over a lot, not playing like his normal self, no one said that, hey man, James Harden been hurt half the season, and then he asked for a trade mid-season. Kyrie Irving wasn't available. Kevin Durant came off an Achilles tear, had a decent season, and then this year he had the Achilles tear, played the full season, went to USA Team Olympics, played over the summer, won gold for them with a team that wasn't that good, came right back and played with a hurt Harden, no Kyrie Irving. Then he hurt his shin. Then he came back for the playoffs and ramped up, undermanned. You know, Kyrie finally helped him, but Ben Simmons can't help. The guys that could help him, like Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, LaMarcus Aldridge, didn't get any playing time. The game plan Steve Nash had was horrible. No one talked about how tired Kevin Durant may have been in that Boston series. No one talked about that. Nobody talked about if he ever really got back to 100% after that shin injury or whatever happened to that bone bruise on his leg. No one ever said that. No one said he could have been exhausted. Nobody said that. He's never going to get an excuse if he doesn't perform like Kevin Durant. If he doesn't perform like Kevin Durant, the media is going to say, well, he ain't that dude. Giannis is better than him. Tatum is better than him. Anthony Davis is better than him. Luka is better than him. LeBron is better than him. They daggone there say that Jaylen Brown is better than him. They'll throw anybody, Jokic, Embiid, they'll throw anybody above Kevin Durant, right? So the spot that he has, you know, on anybody's list, whether it's ESPN Top 100, Bleacher Report Top 100, they got him somewhere between 3 and 7, right? That's 100% earned. But if he was liked by the media, there would be more conversation about him being in the 1-2 spot where he belonged. But yeah, so I say all that to say this. Regardless of how well he plays and how well the Brooklyn Nets play and what their success is, it's going to be an uphill battle and very hard for Kevin Durant to win another MVP just because what Shannon Sharpe said. The media don't like him, right? And they're not shy about it, right? So I just wanted to put that out there, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Do you think Kevin Durant has a case for MVP? And if he continues to perform that well, do you think the media members will end the beef with him and actually show him some love and give him the votes he deserves?